Welcome to Match Point on DD India. This week, spotlight is on the ICC U19 World Cup in Zimbabwe, where India's young brigade continues its strong group stage campaign against New Zealand. We also revisit India's explosive T20 batting display as Ishan Kishan and Suryakumar Yadav power a stunning run chase against New Zealand in Raipur. In football, Premier League clubs strengthen their push towards the UEFA Champions League round of 16, while back home, the Khelo India Winter Games in Leh move to their decisive phase. And all that and more in Match Point in this edition. So let's get started. The Under-19 Cricket World Cup 2026 match between India Under-19 and the New Zealand Under-19 is currently underway in Bulawayo. India have bundled out New Zealand for 135 in 36.2 overs in Bulawayo. The match has been reduced to 37 overs per side due to separate rain interruptions. Opting to bowl, India always dominated the proceedings as they kept on taking wickets at the regular interval. The rain interrupted India's excellent start with the ball. India's Under-19 fast bowler RS Ambrish has breathed fire, taking early 3 wickets, leaving the New Zealand Under-19 team 5 wickets down after 9 overs. For India, RS Ambrish took 4 wickets, while Hanil Patel took 3. Apart from them, Khilan Patel, Mohammad Anan and Kanesh Chauhan took 1 wicket each. The match holds added importance as both the teams are through to the Super 6 and will carry forward their points and run rate from this game. And to break down India's dominance performance and the conditions and what it means for the young side of the Indian team, the Under-19 team at the World Cup, we are joined by senior sports journalist Vimal Kumar, who has been closely tracking the tournament. Vimal, a very warm welcome on the show, the Match Point. And you know that this team, the Under-19 team, has exceptional batters like Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Ayush Mhatre, Vihan Malhotra, Abhigyan Kundu, Vedant Trivedi. So these extraordinary players we have seen, they have performed exceptionally well in recent time. So this time around, can they cross the final hurdle, the kind of performance they are delivering?
I think, Narayan, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. And it must be so far that because the match is still on and Indian fans must be delighted the kind of strength Indian Under-19 boys have shown so far in this game. Because if you look at India and New Zealand, especially whenever they play the ICC game, we always think, okay, New Zealand is a bogey team. We haven't forgotten what happened in 2019 Senior Men's World Cup when India lost to New Zealand in a crucial semi-final game. And then obviously WTC final where India lost. And recently, if you look at the Test series loss and then the ODI series loss. But thankfully, the T20 team is playing exceedingly well right now. And probably, if you look at the Under-19 level, New Zealand doesn't seem to have that kind of depth. If you look at, in fact, if you look at this New Zealand team, if I'm not wrong, there are at least 3 to 4 players who are of Indian origin. And I was speaking to some of the senior New Zealand journalists and couple of players. They were saying in the coming days, in the coming years, you will see a lot of Shodhis and Patels like. Who are like we are always surprised. Oh, Ish Shodhi is playing for New Zealand. Someone playing from Indian origin. But in 5 years, 10 years time, you will see a lot of Indian names. But right now, obviously, Indian Under-19 team is too good. Especially if you look at two guy, we will definitely point it out. That Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Ayush Mhatre, these two guys, especially the way they have performed in IPL, one of the very competitive leagues in the world, and they have shown the world. And I was recently, in fact, just before they departed to the Zimbabwe for the World Cup, I was in Dubai. They were playing the Under-19 Asia Cup. And I had the opportunity to interact with some of these youngsters, the coaching staff, Sunil Joshi, the former India bowler, and then Rishikesh Karitkar, very quiet man. Usually the way they were being mentored, guided, I think it augurs well for Indian cricket. And so far, I think even though match was, intervened by rain, India is in a very dominant situation.
So definitely India is a very dominant side, and recently they have performed very well. We have exceptional batters. Everyone knows in the world of cricket, we have a Suryavanshi. Talking about the pacers, Amrish, Hanil and Khilan. And Khilan, we can say that they have performed exceptionally well. If we today's match, Amrish has taken 4 wickets, Hanil has 3 wickets. So how you look this set of bowlers, they are performing at such a young age, and how you look the future of the Indian pace bowler considering the kind of bench strength we have right now?
I think this is a great sign because if you talk about Ambrish and other guys, they were the ones so far they were under the radar. People were not talking about because whenever it comes to the under 19 team, mostly we are talking about Vihan Malhotra, Ayush Mhatre, Suryavanshi, even from the bowlers we were not talking too much. So this also shows that not only India is blessed to have some of the fine young batting talent, but also bowling. But that there remains challenge. If you look at the history of under 19 World Cup over the years, over the decades, very few bowlers have made a smooth transition from under 19 to India level. If you look at some of the top bowlers, like in this team, like you talk about someone like all these under 19 star, like whether it was Yuvraj Singh, Mohammad Kaif, Virendra Sehwag, Virat Kohli, you name it, all these players, or even those players who did not do exceedingly well in under 19, most of them have managed to play for India, have a great career in IPL and others, like say someone like KL Rahul and all that. But very few bowlers go on to dominate the senior team. Like when you talk about the senior under 19 boys, who comes to your mind? Like someone like maybe Irfan Pathan, a decade back, he plays in, if I'm not wrong, 2002 New Zealand. The same they played. He was sensational there, although India did not qualify for the final. Ravindra Jadeja is one player, but Ravindra Jadeja primarily as an all-rounder. You look at Piyush Chawla, I remember because I was there in. Otherwise, most of these under 19 bowlers find it somehow. I don't know why. Somehow they find it difficult to step up. Like you talk about this guy from the last batch. I remember Nagar Koti, Shivam Mavi.
Right.
These type of ball. They were superb when India won the World Cup and they got the IPL contract. And after that, they were stuck. Sometimes injury, sometimes form. So in recent times, you talk about very few, like someone like Kuldeep Yadav. You can say that Kuldeep
Right.
Yadav is he played in the under 19 World Cup, but Kuldeep was not exceedingly well. He obviously Kuldeep did well in Ranji Trophy and other different India A, and then he graduated. But so that is the one thing we all have to keep in mind.
Vimal, a
Hopefully,
right point mentioned by you, the way you said that we have seen multiple batters who dominated the world cricket after playing the under 19 for the Team India, but the bowlers haven't did the same job. But talking about the way our domestic cricket has given a multiple stars to us, how you rate India's domestic cricket structure? Because if you take a look, India is dominating the world cricket. But thing is that at the under 19 stage in the past few years, whether it's the Asia Cup final where we lost to Pakistan, and after that the previous edition of the World Cup, under 19 World Cup, where we lost to Australia. So do you think some sort of, we can say that psychological help is needed, some sort of the motivation classes is needed for these young boys to cross the final hurdle?
no, I will not read too much into that. I know I was there, as I told you, that recently when the Asia Cup final happened, and Indian team, like I saw the league match. India were too good, dominant, and there is a sense of awe around this Indian team. So much talent. Most of these guys look very mature, even if their age is like what 17, 18. Like so you look at someone like Vaibhav Suryavanshi, he's the classic story, and when you see these kids so confident of their ability, I think yeah, here and there you will always lose odd man. But if you look at India's record in the in T20, sorry, in the under 19 World Cup, it has been astonishing. Like for the last 25 years, let's talk about from 2000 to 2025 World Cup. What India 2006 when Rohit Sharma was there, part of the team. I remember going to Sri Lanka. So from 2006, they lost in the final again against Pakistan. I remember meeting young Rohit Sharma, Cheteshwar Pujara, all these guys, Piyush Chawla, Ravindra Jadeja. They all were there, and they still tease me that at that point of time we met there. Venkatesh Prasad was coach, but 2006 final India lost. Then 2008 they won under Virat Kohli. 2010, if you look at 2010 they won. 12 they lost the final. 14 they won. So most of the time they have just lost two. There have been only two times where they have not able to make to the finals, or either they have been to the finals or the champion. So that under 19 level, if any teams comes closer to match India in terms of talent and consistency, it is Australia.
Right.
Australia. So and the record of Indian under 19 is terrific. So I don't think see obviously this team is playing well, but we all know that semi-final and final is a different beast altogether. On that day, knockout games, anything can happen. So I
Right,
don't
as you
read
mentioned
too
that
much into that. Yeah.
always a knockout game like semi-final and final is a different ball altogether. We know that this Indian team has the potential, as you mentioned. And thanks, Vimal, for giving a wonderful perspective of the Under-19 World Cup, especially the match between India Under-19 and the New Zealand Under-19. Thanks a lot for joining us. Moving to the next story, India produced a batting masterclass in Raipur on Friday night as Men in Blue just staged down a 200-plus target at the record pace to take a commanding 2-0 lead against New Zealand in the 5-match T20 series. Powered by an explosive Suryakumar Yadav-Ishan Kishan partnership, India sealed the contest with authority. Here is a report.
India stormed to a 7-wicket win over New Zealand in Raipur, scripting a record-shattering chase to go 2-0 up in the 5-match series. Put into bat first, New Zealand posted a formidable 208 for 6 with Sachin Ravindra and captain Mitchell Satner leading the charge. For India, Kuldeep Yadav was the standout bowler with figures of 2 for 35. India's chase got off to a shaky start as they lost 2 wickets inside first 2 overs. But what followed was a breathtaking counter-attack. Ishan Kishan smashed the fastest 50 by an Indian against New Zealand in T20Is, reaching the milestone in just 21 balls. His 76 off 32 completely shifted the momentum. At the other end, Suryakumar Yadav roared back to form with a sensational and unbeaten 82 off 37 balls, showcasing his full range as the pair stitched together a 122-run stand in just 49 deliveries. Shivam Dube's 36-run cameo provided the finishing touches to the blazing run chase. India eventually chased down the target in just 15.2 overs, finishing with 28 balls to spare in a record victory ahead of the T20 World Cup. India also registered their 6th successful 200-plus run chase in T20Is, the second most by any team in the format. It also marks the joint highest successful T20I chase for India. The third T20 International will be played in Guwahati on Sunday as India look to seal the series while New Zealand fight to stay alive. Sports Desk, DD India.
The Indian Cricket Board announced the women's test squad for the Australia tour set to begin next month. The 15-member squad led by Harmanpreet Kaur will compete in the 3 one-day international as many as T20 international and one-off test match against Australia between 15th February to 9th March. Pratika Rawal along with left-hand spinner Vaishnavi Sharma and the seamer Kranti Gaur received their maiden long format call-ups for the one-off test in Perth from 6th to 9th March. Meanwhile, young wicketkeeper G. Kamalini has been ruled out with an injury and the selectors have named Uma Chhetri as a replacement in India's T20s and ODI squads. Moving to the Khelo India Winter Games, figure skating, one of the most graceful and technically demanding Olympic winter sport, made its debut at the 6th edition of the Khelo India Winter Games. Combining athletic strength with artistic expression, the sport has opened new doors for the young skaters aiming for the international recognition. Here is a report by Abhishek Prasad.
Known for its blend of athletic skill and artistic expression, figure skating is opening new avenues for India's winter athletes. Figure skating is an Olympic winter sport that blends power, balance, flexibility, speed, and artistry. Athletes perform choreographed routines on ice, set to music, showcasing a series of technical and artistic elements. These include high-flying jumps like the axel, along with spins, footwork, and step sequences that demand years of disciplined training.
Figure skating is all about deep edges and outside edges, and the skates, it's like a thin blade, and we have to perform many different elements like jumps and spins and also step choreography while being graceful and resilient, and the judges evaluate us on the basis of the difficulty we do and the choreography and the aesthetic appeal we give to them.
One of the oldest Olympic sports, figure skating has been part of the Winter Olympics since 1908. Globally, skaters begin training at a very young age, mastering both athletic precision and artistic performance. For the first time, Indian skaters are competing under standardized national rules and professional judging systems. Judging in figure skating is based on two key components: technical elements and artistic impression.
Yeah, this is going to be the greatest platform for all the skaters to attend the next highest levels of championship in Winter Games. This is most valuable competition all the skaters would attend till now.
With the inclusion of figure skating in the Khelo India Winter Games, young athletes from across the country are now dreaming bigger, aiming not just for national medals, but for international podiums.
The inclusion of figure skating at the Khelo India Winter Games signals a clear shift in aligning India's winter sports ecosystem with global standards. The move reflects government's intent to expand winter sports and create a structured pathway for Indian athletes to compete globally. In Leh with cameraman Jagmohan, Abhishek Prasad, DD India.
And DD India's Abhishek Prasad joining us from Leh on the Khelo India Winter Games. Abhishek, you mentioned about the global ambition of the India to participate in the Winter Games, and with we know that it's one of the most important vertical of the Khelo India scheme. So how you look how this Khelo India Winter Games is helping our athletes to be a part of the international event like Winter Olympics and the Asian Winter Olympics, all of Winter Games. So how you look this initiative by the government?
Hello Narayan, definitely the initiative by the government to organize Khelo India Winter Games, to launch the Khelo India Winter Games has been very phenomenal and successful. It's the 6th edition here and this is the 3rd consecutive time that Ladakh is hosting one part of the Winter Games, and absolutely you can experience it. I mean, the current temperature right now is -16, extreme cold and chilling environment right here, and this is what an athlete need to prepare for Olympics or Asian Winter Games. Remember, the Asian Winter Games took place last year in Italy, and we sent 59 athletes for our pool, and they have an exceptional performance. They didn't win a medal, but they had an exceptional performance. So this Winter Games here, organizing Winter Games in Leh and Ladakh, where natural conditions are there, where artificial ice rink is not is provided in other cities, but here in Leh you can find natural ice rinks. There is a frozen Gopuk Lake where ice skating is being held. There is NDS Stadium. This is a newly revamped NDS Stadium, and the conditions, the acclimatization, the low level of oxygen here makes a perfect place for Ladakh to host these Winter Games and to prepare our athletes for this competition. And the participation is also very increasing from down south and from other parts of the country. Like Haryana has just clean swept the medals in the figure skating, and they are really doing very good job.
Definitely, India is really doing very
all in all, I can say that
the Winter Games, as you mentioned, that from players here are getting an infrastructure, and also their ambition for the global stage has been got a big push from here. Thanks, Abhishek, and giving a wonderful perspective on the Khelo India Winter Games from Leh. Now, moving to the next story, host Ladakh won their first gold medal of the Khelo India Winter Games 2026 when their women's relay quartet won 2,000-meter short track race in Leh. By virtue of winning the 2,000-meter short track relay, Ladakh rose to number 2 in the points table, medal table, and the Ladakh quartet of the Sarma Tulsitim, Shabana Zara and Sania Shamim and Insha Fatima was simply too strong for the racers from Karnataka and Maharashtra, the only team to qualify for the final. However, Haryana raced to 2 more gold medals from the short track skating to lead the medal standing with 4 golds overall. Meanwhile, Andhra Pradesh's Jesse Raj and PM's National Child Award recipient has added another milestone to her young career by winning the silver in the figure skating at the Khelo India Winter Games. Speaking to DD India correspondent Abhishek Prasad, Jessie shared her journey on ice, her international medals and the unforgettable moment of meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
One of the most oldest winter sports, figure skating, has already left a mark in this edition of the Winter Games. With me right now is the silver medalist in advanced short girls figure skating, Jessie Raj. Jessie has also been awarded the PM's National Child Award in the year 2025. Jessie, first of all, many congratulations to you. When did you begin figure skating? What inspired you? And from where did you came across the figure skating?
Hello, so I'm basically a roller skater. I started skating in 2021. As I live in Andhra Pradesh and in south side we have no much facility for ice. We started in roller skating. I started during my schooling, looking at my friends and all.
So you were the recipient of PM National Child Award and you got the award from President Draupadi Murmu and you interacted with PM Modi. So how was the experience? What PM told you?
That will be the best thing I got in my life because I was honored with the highest award as a child I can. That was given for me in sports category. And meeting President was very, I can't even express that in words.
Jessie, you have won medals at the international level also in roller skating. So how was the experience competing at the world level with all the top skaters?
Competing in international level, it's really good because they have different techniques. We can learn new things from them as their coaching techniques are a little different. Looking at many skaters, I try adopting their skills and all. I think it's more like a learning platform there.
Thank you so much, Jessie, and all the best. So that was Jessie, who was telling her experience of competing at the international level. She was also awarded the PM's National Child Award for her outstanding achievements in sports at a very young age. With cameraman Jagmohan Pradhan, Abhishek Prasad, DD India.
Meanwhile, the Indian racing prodigy Atika Mir have secured a coveted drive for the reigning World Championship Modena racing team for the 2026 season of the prestigious World Sport Karting Championship. 11-year-old Atika has taken tougher road to the top by opting to race in the highly competitive junior category, aged between 12 to 14. This season, she will become the first Indian female ever to drive in this age category and will be the only female on the entire grid of 37 world-class drivers. The World Sport Karting Series is the highest level of the karting, which attract the best driving talent from all around the world. Besides leading kart and engine manufacturers, the World Sport Karting Championship is considered as the Formula One of karting. Atika begins her campaign on 25th January in Italy. So that's all we have for you on this edition of the Match Point. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week with more action, more stories and all the big moments from the world of sports. Until then, take care and keep watching DD India. Namaskar.